So, since I have been posting these videos and shown you guys the generations of vans that I had and why I've had 5 vans in 8 years. So, today we're going to talk about it and answer that question that every single one of you keeps asking. So, with Felix, this van right here, such a great van. I love that van so much, and I think I only got rid of it like last year, 2024. So I had that van with my ex that I started van life with, and we had that van 4 years before we even started van life, and we just used to throw a blow up mattress in the back of it and like go away every now and then. And we did, like, obviously we were massive in like watching YouTube. We really liked watching YouTube, and we saw the whole van life like trend starting and the whole van life thing starting in like 2016, 2017 I think. And basically what we did was ended up actually kitting it out. We kitted it out because we were like, well, at the end of the day, it's going to make it more money to sell with a rock and roll bed and things like that. So basically what happened was we just decided that, like, neither of us had jobs at that point, and we were very much drug addicts. We were really badly into drugs, and we were selling drugs to basically fund our habit, and we kind of wanted to not do that anymore. So what we did was just go, well, we really like watching the whole YouTube van life thing. Why don't we try it? Let's see. Hopefully in that space of time we might actually not have as much of an addiction in drugs and alcohol. So that was the main reason that we kind of wanted to do it. We wanted to get away from all of the people and our friends that were doing it, just because we wanted a change in life and we wanted to kind of grow up a little bit. So we basically went around the whole UK for 10 months, I think, like nearly a year. Yeah, it was basically nearly a year. And then we basically went back to Somerset, where we're both from. We went back to his parents' house because we wanted something bigger. We wanted a bigger van so that we could actually live, because 2 people in a T4, we just couldn't do it. It was too much. Well, it wasn't too much, it was just we did want something bigger and something a lot nicer and something that we could live in for the rest of our lives. So we went back and we ended up buying Betty, which I love that van. That van has my whole heart. I absolutely love it. I still love it to this day, and I'm so sad that we ended up getting rid of it. But we kitted it out. It was so good. There is videos on it, so I will link them. And we just loved it. We done 2 builds in it because one, we were kind of learning. The first one we did, we were kind of learning, and then we just done a better one that looked so much nicer and it was a bit more homely feeling. And whilst we were building that van, his parents have a dog, and he's always grown up with dogs, and he's always wanted a dog, and I always wanted a dog. So we then ended up getting Yoshi at the same time as buying that van. So yeah, I'll put a little baby photo of him up here because he's just so cute. So we were looking into getting either a Staffy or a Husky, because he likes Staffies, I liked Huskies, and we both ended up falling in love with Yoshi, which was perfect for me because I love Huskies. But we got that van, and I think we spent about 2.5, maybe 3 years in that van, and my ex just didn't know much about van builds, didn't know much about electrics, didn't know anything about engines. And when you have something that old, I think it was like 1993, it had the Volvo, bulletproof Volvo engine in, so 1,000,000 mile Volvo engine. It was great, just we didn't know how to look after it, so we ended up basically like not killing the engine, but the head gasket kept going and things like that, just because he didn't know how to look after it and I didn't know how to look after it either. I tried to look into it and make more sense of it, but we didn't know how to to fix a head gasket, and his dad didn't know how to do it either because he didn't know anything about vans either. So we didn't kill it, but we kind of did. So we sold it for parts and things like that. So her engine, Betty's heart still lives on in another LT. Her engine like got rebuilt up and stuff like that and was put in another LT. But I still wish I had that van. So come 2.5 years later, we needed another van. So we went and bought another van, which was this Talbot, Frankie. She was also okay. I think I spent like 8-9 months in that van, built the whole van, and then we broke up. And it was, you have the dog and the T4, or you have that van, because it was an expensive van. And obviously I'm gonna opt for the dog, because I don't care about that. Well, I love vans, but at that point I was like, I don't care about that van. Like, my heart is with Betty the LT. So then I went back to the T4, went back to Felix, and I think I had him for 2 years, and in that process of those 2 years, I also bought them a Vano, Mona, which I hate. I hate that van with a passion. I was like, oh, I get a modern van, one that don't need fixing, one that one that'll be easy, one that'll have like extra parts. And that van, there's loads of different types of those vans, so there's always parts for them going around. And I built that whole thing from scratch, my entire self. It was my first ever van build because my ex wouldn't let me build. He wouldn't let me build in the other van. So that was the first time that I learned everything from there. And then obviously I met Max in that process. I had that van, the Movano, for 3 years. Still have it at the moment, unfortunately. And every single time I took it for an MOT, it decided that it was going to shit itself and have a problem. So I was in the process of looking for another LT. Once I met Max and he was like, I'll teach you how to do everything. We can learn how to do it together, all of that sort of stuff. So I was in the process of looking for an LT. But me being me, I love vehicles. Like, I love vans, I love cars, I love all of that sort of stuff. So even now, I still look at other vehicles. I still look at other vans because I'm curious. I'm curious to know what's out there. I want to buy vans, do them up and sell them and make them nice and weld them all up nicely. That's what I would like to do with my life. But I was looking for an LT, and then Hilda popped up. She was 15 grand, and I'm like, no way, no way. And Max is just like, let's just go and see it. Let's just go and see it. There's probably stuff wrong with it anyway because it's an old Mercedes. So yeah, I didn't have any hope. I wasn't out holding out any hope for this van at all. And now look, I'm sat in her. I have her. She is my dream van. I have always wanted one of these vans. I can remember when my friends got I think it was an 814 horsebox version, and when I had the Talbot, Frankie, and yeah, I was just very, very jealous. I'll say it, I was very jealous because I've always wanted one of these vans, but yeah, my ex was just not keen on them at all. So it was kind of just like, okay. He was all about the V-dubs. He was not about the Mercedes, but I love the Mercedes. So that's kind of my journey and process through vans and why I have had so many vans. This one, fingers crossed, will be my van forever, but I would like a Unimog. I would like one. So if I do ever come across one of those, obviously I'm going to buy it, but I'm also going to keep this one at the same time. And I would like land eventually, so to be able to then pick and choose, right, where are we going? Where are we going to drive to? What's the destination? What countries are we going to go through? What do we like to do? Because having something that's that big in 4x4 is just perfect. And maybe I might buy myself an LT as well, just because I like them. I really love them. They're such good vans, and They're so stunning. And a lot of the Volkswagen owners and like enthusiasts are just not for the LTs. And I just think they're absolutely stunning. They're beautiful vans and they're just amazing. The only problem is the fact that the engine is literally in between the driver's seat and the passenger seat. So having a Husky, one thing I did learn with Bay, having a Husky, his hair gets inside that engine so easily. In this one it's not so bad, but it was a nightmare. It was an absolute nightmare. You're changing parts on it and just hair everywhere. So that is the process of my van journey and why I have had so many vans. And everyone wonders this all the time, because especially with like YouTube, I've literally just put videos up when I have had different vans every time. So it's like 7 years ago I did a couple when we had the T4, and then I did all the stuff when we bought the LT thinking I was going to continue it, and ended up not continuing it because things happened in life and I get stressed very easily. So that happened, and then the breakup, well, getting rid of that one and then getting another one, and then the breakup, and then going to try and figure it all out on my own and making a mistake of getting a newer van, because that's just not me. I hated that van with every passion I had. The only thing I liked about the Movano is the fact that it was like the T4 in it was cheap on fuel. That was the only good thing about it. The T4 was a 2003 or 2002, so I would not go any higher, right, than a 2005. Anything after 2005 is just fucked. Sorry for my language, but it is. It literally is just so shit. They just break all the time. There's too much electricity in them to break all the time, and it's just like I needed something back classic, simple. The van can run itself, you know what I mean? I just hated it. I hated it. I never liked anything about the van. I didn't even care if I like drove into a post. Like, I just didn't care. This van, I was like I am with the LT, or was with the LT. The fact that like if someone parks too close, I'm like, ah! So yeah, that is the process of why I have had so many different vans, and I hate the fact that I had so many different vans. Like, if we still had the LT and me and my ex ended up breaking up, like we did, it would have been a struggle. It would have been a struggle. It would have been like, do the dog or the van? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? So, yeah, that is why I've had so many vans, and I hope that helps you guys. With like, why has she had to? So I get so many comments at the moment, like, why have you had so many different vans? Like, why? And it's like, well, because one, I want to, and two, because I couldn't find anything that I liked, and I'm really picky. I like to have very aesthetically pleasing looking vans, and I know that T4s can sometimes be not very aesthetically pleasing, but that van, it would break and it would still go hundreds of miles without complaint. Like, I love that van so much. Like, yeah, it did have a few leaks and things like that, but I ended up being really picky. It took me like a year and a half to sell it, because I was just like, I don't want to just sell it to anybody. I don't just want to sell it to anybody, you know? I really don't. So it had to go to the right person. He had to go to the right home. Someone that was gonna really do the work that needed on him, because he needed quite a bit of welding as well, and they don't want to get rid of him. I have said to the guy, I was like, when you guys come to wanting a new van or a bigger van, because they've had a kid now, I'm like, when you want to come to wanting a bigger van, please make sure you let me know first, because I would like him back. I love that van. I don't know why, but it was the same with Betty. Like, I cried my eyes out when we started ripping her down and taking her apart, but it is what it is, really. Can't really do much about it. Life goes on. I'll get another LT. I'll get another one. I would like an LT50 next. That's what I would like. A bigger one, a horse box version again, but an LT50. Just because they're heavier, they're better. 5-ton van, so I can put more in it and I can make better things, but I think, yeah, for now, I've got this beauty. I'm gonna weld her up, do her, learn how to weld, get her literally like Rose, like spotless, like she's just come out of the factory, and she'll be fine. She'll be dandy. She'll look beautiful. I'm gonna try and Mad Max her with like all the stuff down the side and yeah, cool stuff. Cool stuff. That's what I want. She'll look really good. And I'm glad I got my dream van. I'm so glad I got my dream van. I'm kind of gutted that I didn't get a horse box version like a Luton, because there is so much space in Rose and I do love it. But this is perfect. It's perfect size. There's the one thing about the Movano, couldn't sleep like this way, lengthways, sideways, widthways in her. I had to sleep diagonal because yeah, it just wasn't big enough, so that meant I had to make the bed twice as big as what it really needed to be. This is a small double one here and I can sleep lengthways perfectly, like sideways, and still have enough space for a wardrobe and a shower and a log burner and a decent sized kitchen as well, with a lot of work surface space. So she's perfect there. I could not fault this van. I could not fault it. Maybe a little bit less rust, but but I could not fault her. She is just the best van in the world to me right now. But I hope that answers your questions on why I've had so many vans, and there is nothing wrong with having loads of vans, because at the end of the day it's your house and you don't question people that own houses and go, why have you lived in so many houses? Well, because you're trying to find the perfect one. You know, especially when it comes to a small space, you need to have something that does feel very homely, and the Movano just felt like a van and I hated it, and I didn't have any opening windows and it sucked. So yes, that is the generation of my vans. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, because I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by Christmas. So please subscribe, please join the journey, and there will be a lot more build updates on this van, and there'll probably be welding updates on this van, on me learning how to weld and you watching that, so that will be quite fun and entertaining for you, because I think that's going to take me a while. So yes, I hope you have a good rest of your day. Don't forget to subscribe. Please like the video and let me know down in the comments what your favourite van was throughout your generations of vans. If you don't have your dream van, let me know what your dream van is. I'd love to know what everyone's dream vans are. Like, if you had no money, like if you had all the money in the world, what van would you have? What van would you travel the world in? So let me know down in the comments what your favourite vans are, what your dream vans are, and what vans you've got. Let me know what vans you've got. I'd love to know what vans you've got. But have a good rest of your day. Bye!